in the Michigan game. I think we'll see some 2-3 zone tonight. They've done that. UCLA, an okay shooting team from the perimeter, but this game is going to be about toughness and physicality. Indiana going to have to get on the boards. UCLA is looking to turn you over.
Indiana has it first through Trey Galloway to Anthony Leal, an Indiana team whose net rating is 53 starting play today. Not a tournament team yet. Umar Ballo down low is fouled, and he'll get 2 free throws. 14 seconds in a post touch.
Well, the spacing is excellent for Indiana. Everybody running above that foul line coming to the strong side of the ball, and Ballo is so effective at just pushing his man up the lane. Indiana early on going over the top and getting a touch for Umar.
Foul trouble has been a bit of an issue recently for him. 2 disqualifications the last 4 games. And free throw shooting has improved for him as that one is good.
This is Umar Ballo has gotten in foul trouble. Malik Renew has found a way to avoid it. But those 2 guys throughout this season, foul trouble has been a huge storyline.
Foul was on Kobe Johnson, his first, and that is big news as well. Kobe Johnson, such a willing defender for this team. He plays very much in Mick Cronin's style. A little pressure off of the free throw. We'll see if they sink into the zone. In the corner, that's a 3, and Bilodeau starts right where he left off against Illinois.
They tried to sink into that 2-3 zone, but Mackenzie Mbako on the basketball and then has to take Bilodeau there. Nice job by UCLA of being aggressive, looking to attack, and Bilodeau is looking to let that thing fly.
He's playing with immense confidence in three-point range at 43% for the year.
This is a fun matchup here with Kobe Johnson and Mackenzie Mbako locking up, and that's a good sign because Mbako, a quiet night at Michigan State, had 7 points. 5 of those came from the foul line. We saw him in the Purdue game. His shot diet of 2s and 3s I thought was phenomenal. We'll see if he can get that mixture tonight.
He's not shot it well from 3 recently. 2 for his last 14. Into that zone defense, and UCLA will send it through Dylan Andrews. The crowd is loving the defensive effort right now. Andrews misses the 3, 1 and done for UCLA.
UCLA is going to have to find a way to get to the middle of that zone. Everything on the perimeter, never got any type of penetration with the bounce or the pass.
Bilodeau is an interesting cat in the high post.
I think he's a great candidate to flash in there.
Goody in the corner, doesn't need much room. He missed that one, and it's chopped out of bounds to Indiana.
This is going to be a fascinating battle of field goals attempted and who can get more of them, because Indiana's going to try to do it on the offensive glass, and UCLA will try to do it with their pressure and turning you over.
Indiana still 21st in the country in points off 2-point field goals this year, but Goody is really the difference maker from 3. Showed the screen.
There's that hard hedge. UCLA going to be very aggressive with it.
He's cut by Mbako. Second chance for it on the offensive glass, as you said, and a whistle against the Bruins.
There's going to be opportunities for Indiana to cut because UCLA is going to show multiple defenders at Umar Ballo. You got 2 on the basketball there initially. Eric Daly's trying to get back, but Mbako from that weak side cutting in there.
So a lot of bounds to Indiana. Anthony Leal skates into the block.
Leal just makes things happen. He's a winning player. You look at his numbers. He started the last 7 games. He's playing 26 minutes a ball game. He guards. He plays hard. Anthony Leal, a competitor.
You alluded to it right before tip, but a cloud feels like it's been lifted off of Indiana. And the energy from Goody is exceptional. Galloway on the lob. Couldn't corral it from Leal, who got it back. Galloway did, and they stepped on the sideline.
If you've got a guy like Cohen Carr running the wing, throw it up. And I like Trey Galloway a lot as a player. But for Leal there, that should probably be the textbook bounce pass for the layup. And Galloway, I know he can dunk. I'm just saying, you're trying to get this crowd into it. You've got that momentum going. But that's just not the smartest play you're going to make.
Adrenaline's a funny thing,
no question.
Screen from Daly was a pretty good one.
Good job by Trey Galloway coming over and taking that. That's a foul that Ballo cannot afford to take.
You just don't need it, and if there's a legitimate foul later, meaning body to body,
no question,
then you wear this one for sure.
But I like that Bilodeau is flashing into the high post. There's plenty of contact. You could easily hear the slap, and Umar Ballo knew it immediately.
What an interesting, intriguing post matchup with how versatile Bilodeau is out of the high post and from three, and Oumar Ballo down low.
Well, two flips the matchup. Bilodeau's going to take you outside. He can face and play. He likes to face and pull from the mid post. He can pick and pop, but can he handle the physicality and size of Oumar Ballo? Indiana would be wise with the way UCLA is going to want to post trap to post Ballo in the middle of the floor, because it takes away the weak side and you get Ballo with some ducking, some one-on-one.
Can he handle the physicality? He played hockey growing up, Bilodeau. Dad was 12 years in pro hockey.
Junior hockey, I don't know if that's helping you with 6'10", 275.
I think you might be right. And Bucko on a drive. Off the shot fake. There's the two you're talking about.
That's exactly what we saw in that Purdue game. You got to respect his ability to shoot, even with the recent struggles. Shot fake, put it on the floor, and live at the rim.
I'm glad you said that early. That was the exact decision you're talking about, because he had a window for a three there. Daly a little hesitant, and he still splashes it down.
Came off his hand. Kind of funky there. Eric Daly, another candidate that would be a good guy to flash into the middle of that 2-3. He's been struggling. 3 straight games in single digits. Didn't defend all that well with Illinois. They need to get him going.
Well, he hasn't played Oregon in a couple of weeks. Do you blame him? Got 40 points against Oregon.
Dana Altman says, please, I don't want to see you anymore.
And Bucko sizing up Stefanovic, and he scores again.
When he kept it high, you've got to be aware, Kobe Johnson, and Johnson has earned this right. If you turn your back on him, he's going to come and look to take it away from you. Nice job by Mbako, that tight spin move and then using his size.
Very efficient so far offensively to 10 points in 4 minutes.
How about Indiana, a team that's played 5% of zone defense, 95% man-to-man, and that's pretty much all we've seen tonight.
Somewhere Tim Boeheim is very thrilled. 2 for Daly.
See, I told you it worked.
Oh my God. You spent way too much time in Syracuse to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, Raft does a good one too. Here is Leal.
Indiana Big's going to have the chance to slip out here too. If UCLA is getting extended on these hedges, you're a big, you take that thing to the rim.
It was intended for Leal. He's going to chuck it up. Late shot clock and miss everything, and no transition opportunity for UCLA. This is everything you could want in a college basketball game early.
Well, so much on the line. UCLA trying to stay in that conversation for the double bye. Indiana trying to make the NCAA tournament, but ensuring that you're going to get a quad 1 game.
Good point.
And I think that can't be overstated. And you're not going to have a quad 3 or a quad 4. But, you know, quad 1s will help you at that time. And the quad 2s, 3s, they're not going to move the needle. So I think in terms of that, of course, his last bracket, 7 seed for UCLA. Certainly with their schedule, opportunities to keep improving on that.
Bilodeau knew he left it short, and a rebound to the corner. It's to UCLA. I mean, yeah, the only chance for like a quad 2, quad 3 is in either the first session or the second session.
Well,
probably.
And with the 3 teams not making it now, that pretty much eliminates that option.
It's a very deep Big Ten this year, as you know, if you've watched the league for most of the season. Got it out of the corner. Johnson missed on the welcome mat. His 3rd chance wouldn't go.
I like the cut there. Kobe Johnson just finding that open area. Good dribble, drive, and dish. Opportunities for UCLA. Indiana fortunate.
Kobe Johnson trying to stonewall Galloway.
Kobe Johnson's one of the best defenders in the Big Ten Conference. And his stats, you know, 7s and steals, maybe don't scream that at you, but you watch the way he impacts the game. It's a big-time effort every night out.
Oh, a game of Plinko for Ballo. Wouldn't fall, and there's Leal in the middle of it again. He is out of bounds, says Kip Kissinger. Leal's like, did you see?
You have to block out Leal. He gives great effort every time out. He's just shedding guys down there. Go to the floor, and it's like maybe Leal has that elbow. Yep, he lands out of bounds.
He believed that there was some illegal contact, I think, that caused him to hit.
This is going to be a physical game here.
Not for the faint of heart. Big Ten basketball. Johnson a jab step. Declined on the 3. Miles Rice checks into the ball game. He gets screened by Bilodeau, got caught up in the wash. Sky Clark got an open look, and he cans it for three.
Early on in the Illinois game, Mick Cronin talked about this after the ball game. UCLA didn't do enough of the probing and kicking there. You dribble drive, you draw two, you kick it. Sky Clark starting to really find a rhythm here. 5 of his last 8 games in double figures.
36% and climbing from 3 after 35% in his past. Malik Renew off the bench today. A little wraparound. Mbako missed it for 3.
It's a great look from Renew there. Wheeling and dealing. Wide open one for Mbako.
UCLA very willing to grind in the half court.
They're going to be methodical.
Clark to the corner. That 3 won't go for Stefanovic, who has really cooled off from his history. A lower volume shooter this year. As there's an attack by Mbako. It ends up getting swatted out of bounds.
Mbako maybe came down on somebody's foot.
He's at midcourt there. You see, good look from Dustin Denty and our crew.
He has been aggressive at getting to the basket.
Hyper-aggressive.
I think that's the Mackenzie Mbako that Indiana needs. You take open threes, but you're looking to get to the rim, and yeah, when he lands, you can see that leg kind of shoots out there. You get to see that for a guy who's had a good start to this game.
What does that feel like, Rob?
Man, it is the worst feeling as a player because you know what it is, and you just hope it's one of those that scares you and isn't going to be one that blows up with all the swelling and bruising.
How quickly do you know?
I would say it's like a 10-minute process, and then like you can kind of get a feel for this is gonna, I can't play, or hey, this tomorrow is gonna be miserable, or this kind of just scares me.
Renew got 2 seconds. Gotta go. He just barely got that off.
UCLA is sending bodies, and those are physical traps that are coming over.
Sky Clark on the drive, just turned the corner and left it short. Yeah, Mick Cronin's defense, it's like he got trained in a rock court, the way they play.
It's part of their identity. I mean, his teams were like that at Cincinnati. They're certainly like that here at UCLA.
Renew got crowded out. That is a foul on Kyle. It's the right call.
Malik Renew has had a tough stretch here. You have that knee injury, and then he comes back, and good to see him these last 2 games, averaging 17 and 7. That efficiency coming up, 45% from the field in that span. His first 4 games back, he was 9 and 29, only averaged 5 and 4, lived in foul trouble. He can really score that thing with his left hand.
When you lose 3 weeks at the beginning of conference play, there's no great time to lose time, but the beginning of conference play, to me, and you played in this league, feels like one of the worst times to have that happen.
You're coming back from a knee injury, and you feel like Bambi initially, right? Like you don't have your legs, you're trying to find the physicality, you're trying to find your wind. There's so many things that go into it.
I thought you meant he was friends with Thumper.
No, I was not meaning that. I just mean, like, you could kind of even see the way he was moving early on. He wasn't comfortable, he wasn't physical, fading away from the basket. He started to look like his old self.
When's the last time you watched Bambi to make that connection?
Probably been 27 years.
What are you going to say, days? Here is Clark probing. Daly catch and shoot in the corner. That's a tough shot. The rebound. Oh, Kyle. Good work. And Stefanovic knocks it down. Boy, if he can just pick up the scoring a little bit, what a dimension.
But also his rebound. I mean, he led this UCLA team in rebounds last year. Hasn't scored in 2 games. He's a capable 3-point shooter. Has played in a ton of college basketball. They need him.
He's only taken 56 threes all year. He's been over 100 threes in his 2 prior seasons at UCLA, where he's played substantial minutes. Galloway in the corner.
Trey Galloway now. 2 of his last 15 from the 3-point line.
That's not his deal right now. Mack. Oh, he's a tough guard in the lane.
That is Sebastian Mack's deal. He's looking to be physical. He likes to drive to post. He's going to use his size. And Sebastian Mack at 6'3", 200 is going to look to make things happen in that painted area.
It's a 9-1 run, and Renew got hit from behind him. That's Kyle. That's his second, so he's off the bench for Muscle, and he is engaged in that way early.
Get ready to be put in the weight room here, because Sebastian Mack is going to work right over the top of Trey Galloway, who's when he's on the floor of any player in college basketball.
He has not played yet tonight. He's been under 10 minutes each of the last 2 games, in part because of the illness that coursed through the UCLA program. It feels like 75% of America is under the weather right now. It's just all the bugs.
It's just rolling through college basketball teams. I don't think that there's a team that hasn't been affected by it. UCLA, everybody, even Mick Cronin, missed a practice. It's been everywhere.
But that's a big loss of that piece at Morrow, who seemed to turn the corner in mid to late January. Goody on the whistle there. But if you haven't seen him play, he's 7'3". He's gotten so much better on the catch for UCLA. And you think about in the NCAA tournament, how many teams have somebody that can deal with 7'3"?
Well, and he's got great touch. I mean, he can score it with either hand. He's one of those guys where you look at his footwork, a lot of ability there from Morrow. That's what you want him doing if you're Indiana. But what a rebound there. Stefanovic impacting this game early in a big way.
Johnson fills it up for 3.
You have got to block out if you're Indiana. The Hoosiers have been a team that at times during the year, they are a good rebounding team. Other games you watch them and they're just not fundamentally sound enough. Have to get a body on Stefanovic.
Against a UCLA team that got flambéed on the boards against Illinois, minus 13.
Illinois will do that to a lot of people.
Yeah, they will. Rice missed the pull-up. Ball got a hand in there. Johnson spikes it off the kisser of Renew. Johnson wants it again, and he missed this one right.
Indiana kind of daring him to shoot it there. Kobe Johnson, a great three-point shooter, but 34% on the season.
Yeah, he had some room there.
I think Renew is furious that Bryson Tucker didn't throw that in. Kobe Johnson guarding him.
Feed it into Ball. Kyle, the defender, he missed it. Kyle, by the way, just one foul. They gave the other one to Matt.
But he wants to take one more dribble and couldn't because that post double is coming over. UCLA just not allowing these bigs to get comfortable.
Do you see how quickly Stefanovic coiled into that? Pretty clearly, the message was received by Stefanovic to be more involved offensively.
This is a guy that averaged 11 a game in a role where he played 34 minutes a game last season on a UCLA team that wasn't very good. The role has been reduced, but he can be a big-time role player, and he's showing that here. Offensive rebounds, the ability to shoot the basketball.
But having seen him in the American Conference in the Big East, I think Mick Cronin is one of the best coaches in college basketball. It's motivating.
There's no doubt. And you look at the way his teams guard all the time. His teams are going to compete and be tough.
It's almost a guarantee if you are the offspring of a coach. His dad had a long-time basketball coach, as Trent Perry's going to come off, that you're going to have that toughness factor, that like J.K. Simmons in Whiplash sort of sensibility.
He was very sane.
J.K.?
Yeah.
Big Tiger fan.
Yeah, he was very sane.
Pretty much UCLA's tempo.
No question. And Indiana hasn't played as fast, but that's a heck of a way. And I said it earlier, the middle post-ups, and with Ball's ability to push his defender up the lane, there just can't be a double team. He's just kind of sitting on him there. That's a great job of getting good position by Oumar Ballo, and Malik Renew putting that thing on time and on target.
He did just draw the second foul on Kobe Johnson while he was at it, which is a big foul for UCLA, as Indiana just scored for the first time from the floor in nearly 8 minutes. Arena's been upgraded much more recently than the Chance here.
That one had some 90s feel to it.
It did, yeah.
See if Bilodeau can kind of operate in the middle of this zone. He's going to flash in and flash out and look for that 15-foot jumper.
Stefanovic shot fake. Didn't create anything off of it. Here is Bilodeau from the foul line. High low for Kyle, who dug in deep.
That was well done there. Ballo's got to step up to take on Bilodeau as a shooter. Luke Goody saw it. He rotates there, but doesn't have the size or the length to contest Kyle at the rim.
Rice on the kick, got it to Leal. Thought Rice might take that himself.
You know, you look at this game with the way UCLA guards. Indiana is going to have to make some threes. They didn't do it in East Lansing. 3 of 13, still found a way to win. But with the 2 on the ball, those skip passes are going to be there for open shots.
Boy, Andrews really created the contact with his rear end, but Leal gets the worst of it on the foul, and UCLA by 9 early. And thanks to 4 threes.
Yeah, the three-point line has been kind to UCLA. They made 12 of them in the game at Illinois. That's continued on here tonight. Also, the rebounding numbers. We thought that could be an advantage to Indiana, but so far, UCLA with a 13-8 advantage on the boards, and 4 offensive rebounds have led to 5 second-chance points.
Lazar Stefanovic, 5 of those rebounds, 5 points, and for the first time tonight, Adai Mara has checked into the game with Stefanovic. So you see him in the background of the impending free throws from Andrews. You can't miss him. He's the 7'3" guy.
He is enormous. But Ballo is going to have. Now, if you look at the weights as they're listed, it says that Ballo has 25 pounds on him, but I don't believe it.
You think it's a larger
I think it's more than that. And Mara apparently has lost 11 pounds from the illness he's been dealing with, but he's going to have to be physical and do so without fouling here.
I love that look at Adai Mara, who's not played here, and he just kind of glanced at each corner of these sort of arena-like rafters.
The awesome thing about Assembly Hall is that it's in no way, shape, or form a cookie-cutter arena. There is no other place you'll ever go to if you're a player, and it will look like this one. Yeah. And the noise level in here, it's a phenomenal place to play a college basketball game.
The top rows look more like an opera house than they do a basketball arena.
A screen there.
Ballo against Mara, and he smothered it.
I mean, Ballo comes over, and Adai Mara just eats that shot.
Shot fake, drive, Bilodeau. Mara standing right on the welcome mat.
But the feel by Bilodeau there, could have forced one up from 3. You feel that contest coming, shot fake, 2 dribbles off the bounce, and you set up Adai Mara perfectly.
That's why you said earlier about Adai Mara as a really big piece to this.
If you want to pressure and turn people over, he's a game changer in that regard.
Goody missed the 3.
Indiana is ice cold from the 3-point line. This is going to be a game where UCLA is going to make them take them.
Andrews dancing against Rice. Screen from Bilodeau. He nearly traveled. I think he might have.
Just was never on balance there.
Yeah. Bilodeau the defense to the corner. Goody. See how Ballo feels after that block. Double Stefanovic.
Good rotation there.
Beautiful to close out on Goody. He's open again. Got by Andrews for a moment, and he forced a tough shot.
I mean, Mara is right there. And that's an incredible play there by Luke Goody on a possession where UCLA did just about everything right defensively.
You double off Goody. Normally, he makes you pay from 3, but you're right. That rotation was brilliant. Hustling off the screen. Driving on Galloway. Got a step on him and missed.
Shot by Galloway, staying in that play and not giving up an angle. Made him score over the top.
What does this possession look like for Indiana?
I think it needs to go inside. But you're going to have to get somebody to step up and make a perimeter shot. You turn your back. UCLA is coming to get it.
Double happens in the blink of an eye. Up top man. No good. Probably don't need
just
that
feel like UCLA could get a better one when you've got numbers.
Goody, a touch for Rice. Catch and shoot. Missed it for 3.
Those are open looks, and those are shots that Miles Rice has got to take. Goody set him up perfectly. Honestly, if that shot goes down, you look at a Goody assist that would have been, you look at him making a shot off the bounce, that dude has given this team such a shot of life.
Mara, reverse pivot.
But he loves to do that. He has phenomenal footwork. You watch tape on Adai Mara, he is hitting you with that reverse pivot. Get Ballo in the air, and he can score it right or left hand.
That's the largest ballet student you will ever see. Galloway. Indiana
was 2 of his last 15, but with the post doubling that's occurring, open threes are going to be there.
It's got to be the right guy shooting for Indiana. Mick Cronin is hopping over on the left side of the floor to signal the offense.
Closeout by Renew there. Bilodeau wants to shoot that thing.
Mara got gummed up. Nice defense by Ballo. Galloway transition, and UCLA gets back. It's like there are 7 guys on the floor sometimes, the Bruins in blue. And a steal for Mack. And a foul on Rice. It's the 3rd foul against Indiana. Bunch of them to give, but UCLA is flying all over Bloomington. In tired.
Looks like Adai Mara is feeling better. Only played 8 minutes in the loss at Illinois, but came right in, blocked an Oumar Ballo shot, and then Tyler Bilodeau sets him up perfectly here. Dribble drive, help comes over. Mara only 4 minutes played in this game, but 4 points and a block shot, and showing why his impact is so needed for this UCLA team.
Let me ask you this. You played high school, college, NBA. When you face a 7-footer, and you're looking at that as you are getting ready to drive, how does it impact your vision and what you intend to do?
Well, it's not even just the vision, it's the mindset. It's the thought that, all right, I can go in there, but I'm probably getting this thing put in the stands. I played against Hashim Thabit, and in college, I certainly played against guys in the NBA in terms of Dwight Howard and some of the guys, Hassan Whiteside, that were unbelievable shot blockers. And man, the first time I drove it on Dwight Howard, he put in 8 rows in the bleachers. You're like, well, I can't do this. And, you know, it deters you from a mentality standpoint.
What a catch there by Mara. They will dig on him off the corner, and Perry, his drive gets 2.
How about Trent Perry there? That ball goes in, it gets kicked back out. He plays off the closeout. Really smart play by a guy that hasn't gotten a lot of opportunity, but was a big-time winner in high school.
California Player of the Year just a year ago from Harvard-Westlake in Southern California. Catch and shoot Goody. Usually lethal. Mara got a hand on it, and here's Clark.
Great look. And that held defense has got to wait. The hard hedge is getting out by that Simon Scott logo. So until that big gets back, Luke Goody is who you want shooting that basketball.
Mara on the payoff.
Miles Rice has got to be more engaged off the basketball. The ball's going away from him. He's the low man on the help, and he's nowhere close to Adai Mara.
On the other end, Indiana really struggling to score without McKenzie and Bacco, who we saw in the corner moments ago. He's back out on the floor on the sideline. That's a big hit in the corner for 3. Kanan Carlisle.
He hasn't played in 4 games. The first 2 he was sick. The last 2 have been coaches' decisions. But look back to last season. 1 game against UCLA, 17-5-4, and a massive shot there for Indiana.
32% three-point shooter last year at Stanford in that game that you talked about that he played against UCLA. Shot it pretty well. Way out high. What a cut by Perry.
Perry understanding that, okay, I've got Adai Mara. Yeah, he's the passer, but if I cut it off him and take it to the rim, he can become a screener as well. It's a really smart play by the freshman.
Ballo entangled by Mara. On the other end, that was the band Perry cover If I Dive Young.
Oh, wow. Well, who knew the country music was coming out? There's the lack of help, and if you're not getting to a 7-4 guy's body immediately, you're not going to get there. Miles Rice kind of in no man's land. What a cut. Trent Perry just sawing it off.
Not a country guy?
I don't like country music.
Just seemed disdainful.
That's why I knew the song.
Goody, an extra pass, got it to Galloway.
And UCLA is daring these guys to shoot. It's kind of the opposite of what we saw in East Lansing, where they were going to let the bigs play one-on-one and take away threes, but that's not what UCLA's doing.
It's paid off for them in a big way. That's a foul on Rice. That's his 2nd personal. Still fouls to give both ways.
I was hoping that Miles Rice could maybe build on the Michigan State game, because I thought his approach in terms of coming off the bench for the first time, and then the way he finished the game, some of the dribble drives, a big shot, a couple free throws. He played 35 minutes still, but he's just tonight not been comfortable in terms of picking and choosing when to be aggressive.
Stefanovic got open and missed it for three. Mara tried to engulf the rim and got rejected. That was going to be a late night snack to the Stars. Carlisle against Clark. How did Mara get out there?
He's an incredible shot blocker with his length and does so without fouling. But we talked about his impact, man. It's been seen in like 7 minutes here on the floor.
Bad screen for Daly there. It's like he's holding, you know, the proverbial 10-foot pole.
Yeah, it's like those assistant coaches that have that thing to contest shots. Sky Clark got popped in the face. He's behind Clark. Yes, still was able to block the shot.
That's ridiculous.
That really is.
And we watched Zach Edey for years at close range, and
Edey really didn't become a great rim protector until I think his last year. He made strides, but where he was at.
That takes some doing right there to get it over him for Galloway in Indiana. It's a 10-point game. Timeout. Mick Cronin was incensed.
He didn't like the timing of Dylan Andrews' timeout.
I think he still does. They'll get the ball back, though, if they don't give it. So we'll see how they play it.
I'm guessing you don't give it because agreed get that possession.
Agreed. Andrews tiptoes his way. On the drive on Carlisle. Pull up two. No, sir.
Locked in there and contain the bounce.
Goody wants it on the weak side. Will they see him? The answer is yes. And he missed it. He was off balance. High in the air to end the half. 35-25. UCLA's airlock defense has stuff.
UCLA's balance, though, jumps out. All 10 players have scored. Mara actually leads them with 6.
In very short time off the bench late in that first half. So UCLA by 10 as we start half number 2. Sky Clark on the prowl. Bilodeau couldn't catch it.
I just see Mackenzie and Mbako on the floor. He's going to give it a go in warm-ups and test it out. Looks like he's feeling good enough to play.
The right ankle, right to report for Indiana on Mbako.
Kobe Johnson, you've got to always understand where he's at on the floor.
Mbako triggers and knocks it down.
Man, he sat on ice for the last 14 minutes of the first half. In the first possession, that's unbelievable.
That's not easy to do.
No, not at all. I was thinking about Kobe Johnson trying to find his rhythm, but how about Mbako doing it right away?
Daly knocks it down.
He gets a matchup, whether it's with Renew or Ballo. He's going to look to be aggressive, and UCLA needs him to be aggressive.
First season at UCLA after that quick trip to Stillwater for 1 year for Daly. Galloway riding hard toward the lane. Goody follows him in against Bilodeau.
You got to close out to Luke Goody, and Goody made a great decision there to put that thing on the floor. Bilodeau getting vertical, but nice job by Luke Goody at going up over the top.
Johnson driving kick for Clark. That's 3.
You drive the basketball, find the lane, collapse the help, and kick it. Sky Clark can drill it. 36% from 3 on the year.
Good on-ball defense by Clark on Galloway.
I feel like Bilodeau impacted the ball handler coming off the screen. That was all Sky Clark roaring over the top and just staying right there glued to Trey Galloway.
Still was. Flick it into the corner. Little step aside for 3. No good for Mbako. Galloway a second chance against a thinned-out defense. Goody, that's his game.
Tremendous relocation there, and it only is possible because Trey Galloway gets to a jump stop. Now you've got options, now you've got vision, but Luke Goody makes that play by getting into the eye line of Trey Galloway.
And here comes the crowd.
Nick Cronin felt like early on in Illinois, they didn't necessarily handle the crowd here. When it gets loud, especially on the road, you got to move the ball.
Reverse pivot, Bilodeau. No, offensive rebound, Kobe Johnson, and it's sprung free. Goody wants it. He's a trailer. He now relocates again. So many players will give up on a look when they don't get it the first time. Johnson here, no dice.
He said it, Indiana's going to have to make some jump shots, and Luke Goody is providing all of that. Kenzie Mbako has made it 3, and just like that, Indiana's made 5 triples.
2 in the first half, 3 in the first 3 minutes, the second half. That bid no good for Galloway. Offensive rebound, Mbako.
Certainly a clear message at halftime to get to the offensive glass. UCLA out-rebounded Indiana in that first, but the Hoosiers living on the offensive boards this first 4 minutes.
Mbako slid in. Kobe Johnson dismissed it.
Came from out of nowhere there. Looked like Mbako had a layup, and Johnson erases it.
That's a foul on Galloway. Bilodeau will go to the free throw line. It looked like he did crowd him out there.
You said this about Luke Goody. He wills himself. They couldn't get him the ball initially, but you got the pointing and switching. Goody just relocating to where you had to get him the ball. UCLA's got to know where he's at all times.
But how often do you see a guy not get the ball?
And just say, all right, I got you. I'll get to the corner.
Other side.
I'm cutting through. Goody was hunting that shot, and honestly, he should. But the way he shot it, 6 in the conference in Big Ten play at 48% from 3. It's a guy that has upped his level, and Indiana's needed him to. They've gone more to this smaller lineup. They played either Ballo or Renew on the floor, and Goody has been tremendous at that 4 spot.
Coming into today, he had made all of 22s on the year. He has 2 of them tonight and a couple of threes.
He's got the 6th highest rate in the Big Ten of shots that are 3. 72% of those shots that he takes are 3-pointers.
We'll try to snap it to him. Goody fought to come up with it, and there's another 2.
This dude is willing Indiana back into this game. That easily could have been going the other way, but Goody meets the pass, gets a hand on it, and drills it from 17 feet.
He's got 10 in that half. That's off of UCLA.
But it's the initial effort. Indiana, whatever Mike Woodson said at halftime, boy, it worked. The effort is here. They're on the glass. The lid's off the rim, and the crowd is involved. How about Luke Goody? Make a play on it. Let this thing fly. Goody playing with so much confidence. And tremendous in this second half. 10 of his 12 coming after the break. It's been at the rim. It's been from 3. The jumper has been on display. But in the second half, Luke Goody, a perfect 4 of 4 from the field. He's making things happen, and he has gotten Indiana back in this game.
How do you think his second half looks on Cosm?
The box that's sitting in front of us that has dimensions of 2 feet by 3 feet at the table.
But it's for an enormous screen. Yeah, it's all in good name.
It looks sweet. I've seen the pictures of it. I haven't been to one, but I'm glad that we are in Cosm. It's great.
Yeah, you know, for my entire TV career, I said, you know what, if you could make the largest screen for my face possible, that would be great for the audience. It's a cool innovation, though, if you're watching there.
It's like you're in Assembly Hall yourself.
And if you haven't been, you should do it at some point if you're a college basketball fan. Goody has the last 10 for Indiana. Galloway tunneling through on the kick. Got another good look that wouldn't go for Mbako.
Bilodeau just winning that physical battle with Umar Ballo down there to get that rebound.
Tough customers down low in this game on both sides. Tough catch, Bilodeau to set up Kobe Johnson for 3.
Bilodeau recognizes that with Ballo up, it's almost like a trap there in the corner. Slip right out. Now you got disadvantage basketball. Terrific find to Kobe Johnson, top of the key.
His second 3 tonight. Bilodeau now shows on Galloway. Goody against Stefanovic. Galloway ranging through, and Mbako got rid of Perry.
Just the physicality of Mackenzie Mbako, and his size at 6'9", 222. Good luck to Trent Perry, a freshman, 6'4", 180. He just gets discarded and raised up over the top. Stefanovic got shoved right there.
Yes, he did. No whistle. Bilodeau triggers. He's going to hear about it.
Coach or the
The both. Tough catch. Good catch. true free throw.
I think that's when Ballo's at his best. When he can run the floor and just start working his defender up the lane. Indiana has done a nice job in this game of recognizing when he's got it. Look at Ballo just running, getting to the body. He's got Sky Clark right away. You have to foul him. Honestly, a good foul with the way he shoots foul shots. Indiana, if you're out and running and you've got Ballo, you throw that thing up to him.
He does have pretty soft hands down there on that kind of pass.
He did it a lot at Arizona, and he's done it some here for Indiana this season as well.
Adai Mara is waiting to come in. He was seated at the scorer's table. Adai Mara seated is taller than me.
That honestly looked like when you think of the Phil Jackson throw. Like it was so high. Like that was him sitting on the scorer's table over there.
Mick Cronin with a message for Bilodeau on the way out.
You're right, both.
Yeah, it was. I think you knew what the answer was, Robert.
See in Mick's eyes that he didn't love that shot from Tyler Bilodeau.
Detective Hummel at it again.
You know what? Like the Carmen San Diego.
Good work, Coach. Perry sinks it for three.
It's some people that are stepping up in this game, especially for UCLA, whether it's Perry or you got Lazar Stefanovic in the first half. Some role guys are making things happen for the Bruins.
Galloway. What a tip on the backside for Ballo.
Ballo winning that physical battle there with Adai Mara. Indiana has made a concerted effort to be better on the offensive glass in half number 2.
And it has paid off in a big way. They've cut the lead in half to 5. Perry just took a big spill. Mara the screen, playing fullback for Clark. Mara on the roll. He got met and fouled. Galloway got the hand in the cookie jar.
Got those multiple ball screens. It's flipping the weak side of the floor. And Indiana was just nobody there. 2 on the ball. There's no help side. You see the crossover. Now you bring it back. Just a little bit late there for Galloway coming over. Mara doing a nice job of getting out of that roll quickly.
Mara 54% at the foul line. First one is good. He is from Zaragoza, or as they say locally, Zaragoza, Spain, where you played back in the day.
Spain is a great basketball country. Yeah, just the history, the fans love it. The only problem is you might not get paid. they might still owe me some money, but other than that, it is a great place to play. They care about it.
Took a wild turn.
Manana, that's what they say.
Here's a takeaway from Johnson, and Indiana gets it back. Look out, Goody in the corner. No. I'm sorry. And you still haven't seen a couple of pay periods worth.
It's a part of it.
How many countries owe you money in basketball?
Only one.
Sky Clark roaming down the lane for 2. What an attack.
Just a miscommunication there by Indiana. Leo kind of gets turned down, and Omar Ballo is nowhere to be seen. Ballo's got to see that. If it's whipped off the bounce, he's got to just take that on and switch it. The big in that position is kind of like the catcher in baseball. You're seeing everything, and you got to call stuff out.
Baco against Johnson. Hand in.
Oh, and Baco, boy, he could have got called for a hold there.
I think Kobe Johnson feels the same based on the look on his face.
The active hands here. Baco trying to get to his turnaround. You show him the ball. Kobe Johnson, yeah, that should have been a foul.
But, you know, Doug Sermons might have said the ball was out of bounds before that contact happened.
Yep.
This is a very good officiating crew tonight. Doug Sermons, Earl Walton, Kip Kissinger. I'm not saying you're not saying that. I was just, it was an aside. Renew lost it. Out of bounds. And the shot clock went off, but it actually went off after the whistle. So we are going to have a timer issue. And we'll find out. And they superimposed your face on his body, to be clear.
But honestly, it wouldn't be a good environment if they were nice to you, and it wouldn't be a good rivalry if they weren't yelling at the opposing team. So I love it.
No, I wanted you to tell that story because it's that makes college basketball what it is.
You know what? Like they do their homework. There was a terrible photo that I took. in a game that was played 2 years prior to that, and they used that picture and they put it on Ben Stiller's body, and they're chanting it while you're at the line.
Love it. Fantastic. 1.0 is the shot clock. They had it at 1.1 for a second. They've knocked off 1/10 of a second. Indiana's got a hustle, and through the traffic, Goody does get a great look.
His relocation and just refusing to be denied on some of these possessions.
They're going to look at it to make sure that he did trigger in time.
I thought with 1 second, I mean, the catch and shoot, I felt like that was, we'll see right here. Goody just going to find an open area, not even really an open area, but yeah, that's good. With 1 second, I mean, if it was 0.5, I could see where that would be in question, but when watching that play live, I never felt, now the officials want to get
the call on the floor was a made shot. That is under review.
The only question would be, on the front end, did the clock start in time?
Might be hard to tell from, we don't have a...
We had the look with the clock in
the wider angle would show.
They did call it a made basket, so they need to have evidence to overturn. Yeah, I think it might have started like a 10th late, but that's not enough.
It wasn't like an egregious restart.
Yeah. See, you are smarter than that character in Tropic Thunder.
I felt really good after that. My self-esteem was high.
Luke Goody.
You got to go for 20 to cheer yourself up.
That's all you can do, right? Luke Goody is 5 for 6 in the second half of this game.
He's been awesome.
Talking to Kip Kissinger right now. The crowd is displeased with our use of technology.
The length of review is probably what the disdain is over.
I think you could probably lop off probably. I think that's definitely the issue. Tomorrow, Fox Primetime Hoops, 2 of the Big Ten.
Will Riley hit the freshman wall, but he has exploded through it here in the last 4 or 5 games.
Doug Sermon said?
He said that because the clock was not started correctly, that's what took so long, and that's what they were looking at. So you were right. But I think they were able to kind of take it and say, all right, it's 0.1 late. That shot would still be off.
And they did count it, so it is 52-45. Again, though, it wasn't that late, but they did have to take a look at it. So that's why it took a while. Kobe Johnson hopping through. Goody gave enough body. Pass was kicked, and that is good news for UCLA. That might have been a field goal for Indiana. And look, a timeout.
At Oregon is no joke, but they're a team that hasn't played the same over the last couple weeks. The good news is, though, they weren't even in consideration before the Michigan State win. They weren't in those 8 teams that are really being considered for the last spots. And now you find yourself with only 6 ahead of you. You are making progress. This would be a massive win for Indiana to further their case of making the NCAA tournament.
They're down 10 at the half. They're down 7 now. Johnson went all the way out near the midline. Renew trying to burrow in on the kick to the corner. That won't fall for Mbako, and Mara the rebound.
Renew could have corralled that rebound. Kobe Johnson behind the play is just insane. He gambles, but he's getting back in it. His activity level is so impressive.
Johnson. Mara on the backside, the weak side. He clears the rebound, then had it sprung away by Goody.
Goody has made so many winning plays in the second half. It's absurd.
He's the reason they're in this game right now.
Ball movement. UCLA, one of the elite defensive teams in this league.
Renew for 2.
You don't see breakdowns like that from UCLA all that often. The ball doesn't move from side to side. It's just a simple pick and roll. Weak side help nowhere to be found.
Andrews hunting a shot behind Mara. Rebound, Mbako.
Andrews has struggled with his own offense these last 3, and it's been another struggle here again tonight.
Galloway. No, sir.
That shot's going to break out.
Johnson digging down low
Didn't have to put it on the floor. Just found his way to the other side of the rim. You take a bad shot, it leads to a run out. UCLA capitalizes.
It's a great point. It all connects, and you had a 5-point game, and you started to turn into a pressure cooker. It's alleviated a bit now. And Barco tried to backcut Stefanovic. Renew into Mara. His length still affected that shot. And then he just vacuumed the rebound.
Doesn't have to jump, just has to stand there. And he still affects Malik Renew on that hook.
Mara now, the double comes. It's Andrews on the find from Mara.
We were just talking about how Dylan Andrews hasn't been able to impact this game. Well, he does right there. The double team goes to Mara, and Dylan Andrews knocks down a massive three.
Just 2 threes a game, 6 for his last 21, as you mentioned, the last 3, and Andrews a big stick for UC.
2 times.
It's a sweet experience.
And it's also a very versatile event. You know, you go to the tower, it's more like the Kentucky Derby. The infield is a different experience in itself. There's like a rave, there's other stuff going on, but it is fun.
You bring your glow sticks? And Barco knocks it down.
Barco is toughing this one out. Him and Luke Goody have been the offense here in the second half.
And Barco a couple of threes, Goody a couple of threes in the second half apiece.
UCLA going to use that ball screen to attack this 2-3 zone and then flash multiple guys into that high post.
Clark just drove into no man's land. Perry's got to make a decision. It's Mack. Billito goes high to smack it onto the rim. He couldn't clear it, and it's out of bounds to Indiana. That was a whale of an effort by Billito above everybody.
It's multiple efforts, too. I mean, stacking them on top of each other. It's not like Umar Bala is a small guy down there.
If I'm reading lips, and I know that's dangerous in college basketball, but Mick Cronin, I think the last words we just saw him say were high post.
Yeah, and it's the ball never got there. And then you settle for a Sebastian Mack. Three from the top of the key, semi-contested.
By the way, everybody has fouls to give in this game. 2 apiece.
Don't jinx it.
Boy, we haven't had a stoppage in a while.
We did have a review.
No idea. Umar Bala to the free throw line. That was a shooting foul.
Jeez, tough crowd.
A couple of fans tracing his transfer history. There is no better feeling for a fan than being the only one talking, and you have a real golden line, you think.
Well, I love that the guy in the front row just yelled at him and got him to apologize. So it was an impressive display to just kind of change the tone up here.
Yeah.
It's like getting yelled at by your dad.
His middle name. Balo.
You knew you'd really see it.
Yes. Robert John Hummel.
That's when, yeah, I had really missed it.
Lead is 5. Indiana's never gotten closer than this in the second half for any extended time. Clark knocks it down.
And there's really not much action to it. Just a couple swings around the perimeter, but it comes back to Sky Clark. He lines that thing up, and what a shot.
Bone crusher, and Perry takes the hit. I don't know that that was illegal necessarily. He did widen his base.
The only thing I would say is that the ball handler has got to wait on him to give him a chance.
Lead trying to start another winning streak, and here's the moving screen. It looks like a good call.
I think it is, and I just think Trey Galloway has got to give him a pause just to let him get set, and now you come off it downhill with your strong right hand. But when you don't wait, Balo's thinking about, I got to get contact, I've got to set a good screen. Trey Galloway is as much at fault for that play as Umar Balo is.
Just a half beat, you're saying, basically.
Just a second. Let him get set, and now you go off it, you rub shoulders, and now you can make something happen.
The band had the opportunity to finish all of the chorus to Hot to Go.
Here's It's a very musical place.
If we met, I'm Jason Panetti. Nice to meet you.
You do love all genres of music.
Yeah. You know, it's a wide array. We can only play so many on the telecast because of the money.
Trent Perry has given some very positive minutes for UCLA in this game.
Just took that moving screen for an offensive foul. Bilodeau pivots and scores.
That's why you find the high post, especially with that guy who's so comfortable at shooting it from 15 feet. How many times over the course of the season have we seen him face up and let it fly? Looked like I think Perry was trying to foul there.
Here's one on Bilodeau.
Cronin is asking him, what was he doing?
I'd watch a Mick Cronin flip book of all the reactions.
Him and Tom Izzo have some real similarities in that regard. Some of the reactions.
The stomping. Yeah. Both phenomenal coaches.
See if Indiana can put some game pressure back on it. Get this crowd into it. Help them kind of will your way for the last 4 minutes.
They've been living in the 5 to 10 range all second half. And we get a whistle, we get a turnover as Clark took the hit, and Mick Cronin was just amped on that.
They called that a block.
Oh, they did.
They called it a block.
Oh, I thought they were saying offensive foul. The crowd reacted almost as though it was going to be an offensive foul. And frankly,
easily could have been a charge here. Sky Clark taking that to the chest and
I thought he was happy about it, but he was mad going the other direction. And so Indiana, with Rice falling to get back up. This is carnage right now. Johnson the steal. Clark will walk it out. For long, no. Andrews, no. Bilodeau went over the back. That's the right call.
I like the decision. Sky Clark could have forced a three there, chose not to. Mick Cronin having some words with Dylan Andrews, who just did make one. Bilodeau coming over the back.
It's 3 on Bilodeau.
Indiana's just kind of hanging around here.
Seven minutes. 10-point game. Indiana needs to go on a run to make it a tournament potential team. Goody's been quiet the last 5 minutes. Rice for 3. Oh, that's big.
Made some big plays down the stretch in East Lansing. You get the switch, shot clock's going down. You just got to make a one-on-one play, and Miles Rice does just that for his first bucket of the night.
Just his 20th 3 all year. Bilodeau leaning into Renew. Turns the corner for 2 and a foul.
Lake Renew is saying he got hooked, but Bilodeau really created space here. We'll see if he does it with the off arm. You got contact there. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a hook. Bilodeau getting away with one. Here, I thought it was the big step. It was not just the big step.
It was the reach.
It was also the left arm.
Depending on your positioning, that can be very difficult for an official to see as Bilodeau knocks down the free throw.
Tell that to the defender who's like, I just got embarrassed. And, that's not a fun place to be.
Again, a huge swing for UCLA here. Rice to the cup. Oh, man! He's a gymnast.
Dylan Andrews coming over, and Miles Rice showing the burst first, but then the athleticism to still finish that on the other side of the rim.
Bilodeau better position right now. Daly nearly traveled. Clark weaving his way into another near travel. Andrews for 3. Long rebound. Daly and a foul called against Johnson.
Miles Rice starting to impose his will on this game. First with the 3 off the bounce, and now what a finish there. Acrobatic, avoiding Dylan Andrews and just finishing on the other side of the rim.
You normally don't want to go Splitsville on Valentine's Day, but that worked perfectly for him.
I thought you were a Splitsville guy. They're coming.
And back to the action. Here's Galloway on a back tap to Renew.
Stefanovic back tapped that, and it was like an assist himself there. Just taps it right place, right time. Malik Renew.
Andrews into an early shot.
Andrews shot that. It didn't go in. That scored. That buzzer would have been going off, and he would have been walking to the bench.
Scorched earth. Andrews behind himself to get it to the corner. Stefanovic, no sir. Rebound, Goody. Can they close to within one possession? It hasn't happened. Since that 10-point halftime deficit, Indiana has lived at 6-10. 5 to go. Rice heaves it and misses. Rebound tipped by Mbako to Clark.
It just made Clark, so you really can't hate on the shot. But for Miles Rice, you're always thinking, can you get to the rim? Use that burst, use that speed. But he's grabbing his back. Like, he's not right.
It certainly wasn't a quality possession for Indiana. It is. Third on Clark. Indiana hovering.
It's via Arizona, so like that whole thing with him and Bobby Knight was interesting to watch unfold. But outside of record, there's not a whole lot of guys that you could say, yeah, that they were teammates in conference.
A lot more history around in other places. Renew for two.
Bilodeau is kind of cheating that. He's trying to get on top. That's a great play drawn up there by Mike Woodson. Out of the timeout, use that physicality. Renew spinning it to the rim.
This is a house money close to the season for Indiana. And they're playing like it at points. They got a foul on Rice here, it looks like.
That's a break. UCLA's offense here has kind of gone in the tank. They're just not running great actions. And here you see it. Bilodeau jumps on top. There's the quick spin by Renew. Great awareness there by the big fella in the pass. Throwing it upstairs and letting him go get it.
Leal back in. Rice is hobbling off.
He's not right. It did give them a real boost when points were hard to come by. What a pass. Wow. Well, you've got to see, though, the inbounds passer has got to be in your vision, especially if you're guarding a guy like Kobe Johnson, who's at that charge arc. You've got to see the basketball as well. Otherwise, you are in danger of that lob. That's not a set play. That's just a simple we lob guys, and you're throwing it to the rim.
And they're going to get a travel on Renew. Was the inbound.
It's a total loss of vision from Mackenzie Mbako. You throw it up, Kobe Johnson right there. Great awareness by both those Bruins to understand you can steal a basket on the under out of bounds.
There's a reason they're verging on to 20 wins, 18 right now. Tough lob.
It's a casual pass, though, from Kobe Johnson.
Mbako got organized. Fired. Little weak side.
Well, in transition, you just don't have great rebounding balance. So even though you don't get the shot to go, Renew tracking that ball and tracks it down.
He is playing much better basketball since late January when he came back from the knee issue. Timeout Bruins, 4-point game. Questions like, where's the easternmost city in the United States?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 20 to shoot for Sebastian Mack and UCLA. The lead is 4, the smallest it's been in the half as he rides down the lane for 2 and a foul.
That's what Sebastian Mack, when he's at his best, he is getting downhill and he is in attack mode. You run this flare and it's just one-on-one. But the thing that I like about that for UCLA is that you are occupying the guys at the top of the key. So when that's happening, now Mack has really one-on-one to go. Mackenzie Mbako not up to the challenge. And what a play drawn up by Mick Cronin coming out of that timeout.
They've been great out of timeouts tonight. UCLA has been. As Rice is going to come back in. Ballo as well. Leal will be out, renewed too, so the bigs won't play together.
You haven't seen the two big lineup all that much tonight.
No real need for it, the way UCLA is matched.
Well, and with Goody playing at the level that he is. And I just think, especially with the post trapping and the hard hedging, you need skill on the floor. Like Kobe Johnson and Mackenzie Ibaka are like having a hand fight down there.
Nervous hush in the building right now.
This is a huge possession.
And it starts now with Trey Galloway. Who's hunched over on him. Mara left the rim. Indiana tried to take advantage. They turned it over.
You got Mara out on the pick and roll, and honestly, Kobe Johnson was a little bit late to help. If you don't tag Ballo early up the lane, it's going to be a tough guard. This pass is just it honestly wasn't a bad pass. I thought Ballo could have caught that. And if he does, he's probably scoring it on the smaller Johnson.
How's his visual on that pass, though? Does he get eyes on it?
You're thinking it's kind of like a hockey type deal? Goalie? I think it was okay. We had a really good angle at it. From where we're sitting at half court towards the rim, I don't think that would have been the problem. I just think he took his eyes off it.
Here comes a double. Leal tried to spring it, and Mack just went right through it into another double.
You get somebody sped up, but now Indiana in transition.
Is it there? The answer from now is no on the secondary. Rice denied by Perry.
And Miles Rice just dove himself into Perry and Bilodeau. I think it's a good no call.
Mack had a thought there.
But smart to bring this thing out, run some clock.
Indiana's flying all over. The next foul is a 1-and-1 for the Hoosiers to UCLA. Starts to race, gets pinned down there. It ends up with Bilodeau, and it rolled out. Perry hit the ground. Goody lost Mack and missed the three. That would have been huge for Indiana.
Got a good look at it, too.
That's a foul.
They're going to look at this, though.
But I will say, the foul on Leal, and Doug Sermons just did that right. He said, we're going to go look at it. The one thing I'd say if I'm a UCLA fan is the whistle came so late.
I'm going to want to see this again here. So there's the foul, but then it does, from that angle, it does look like Leal gets clocked. Oh, yeah.
That said, though, if you're a UCLA fan,
you're saying the foul has already been called in terms of when the foul occurred.
You're throwing your body in reaction to yourself.
Kind of bizarre for the shooter.
Yeah, Mack is shooting the 1-and-1 first here.
This is a lonely place for a guy to be anywhere, but then you throw in the pressure that the 1-and-1 brings as well. The 75% foul shooter certainly taking his time.
First one, no good.
It's like he iced himself there. This could be a 5-point possession for Indiana. Those missed free throws hurt.
And that has been a problem in UCLA's losses this year. They have struggled from the free throw line. Goody hits the first. He's missed all of 3 times this year at the line, and he's not going to here. So 70-65, 1:18 to go. Indiana has not been closer than 4 in the second half.
Every time they've made a run, UCLA has had an answer for it.
Pretty much immediate. Galloway the skip. Rice step inside.
Why would you take that shot? The mid-range, just get it to the rim, look for yourself, or look to spray to a teammate. No Goody kind of asking him, why are you shooting that shot? A lot of guys. Stefanovic in the first half. We've even seen Trent Perry come in and impact this game in a big way.
First next one. No good.
UCLA is trying to give Indiana life.
Let's see if they're successful at that. Galloway got it to the corner. Renew in traffic. Toilet a foul. Clinging off of Bruins.
UCLA switching 5 ways. And Malik Renew just dominating his matchup with physicality here. You got Dylan Andrews. Great recognition. Mackenzie Mbako throwing it over the top. And that's exactly what UCLA could not have happen.
And now, Indiana in a one-possession game for the first time all half. For the first time since 16-13. It's 2. 2-point game.
To think that this could be Tyler Bilodeau's time. Brilliantly boring, but this would be a heck of a time to step up.
It would be. Timeout, Mick Cronin.
Putting this one away, and now you've got yourself a dogfight here.
Yeah, you're in it. Here at Bloomington on a Friday night. Andrews keys it in.
I just want to say, before we get to whatever's going to happen, UCLA at Indiana is an awesome game for this league to have.
Totally with it. Revs the engine. And puts it way off the window. Rebound somehow. And that will be an alternating possession to Indiana.
A wild shot, and it's just pretty much Sebastian Mack one-on-one. Renew comes over and contests this shot so well. Wild shot there. Sky Clark is flying in. But credit Miles Rice and Anthony Leo for getting in there and tying up Clark.
Now you think of the execution at the end of the Maryland game a couple of weeks ago.
And Purdue. And Michigan State. Michigan State was a learning experience for Indiana, but you're going to have to do it again.
30 seconds to go. One timeout. They will not use it. Mbako showed screen. Galloway kills the dribble. Renew. Kyle on it. On the kick. Rice caught in the corner. He misses. Offensive rebound. And Mbako no dice. Wow. Right on the doorstep. 8.8 to go. Another chance maybe forthcoming at the rim. Take a look.
Late game situations. Miles Rice sure likes tough mid-range jumpers here. Mbako is right there at the doorstep. Can't get it to go. It looks like William Kyle III knocks that out of bounds.
Yeah, this should be Indiana ball. Should be pretty easy. We get a timeout here. UCLA has led for pretty much all of this game.
Boy, this is as good of a look as you will get for Mbako. Yeah, that's definitely off Kyle.
Absolutely. So Indiana is out of timeouts now. So there is the long, long arm of the law.
Look for maybe Goody to come to the corner. Look for him to try to make himself available.
Mara stretches out. Inbound off of this. Jeez.
Oh, wow.
And there are better ways to spend your Friday night. He was wide open there, too. I mean, just to take the hit. So now it's 8.7. 0.3 has come off. Earl Walton to the table.
Oh, he missed Miles Rice.
Yes, he did. And Mbako was the inbounder. That's no good from him. And a foul on Goody with 4.2.
The execution is there, honestly. That is manufacturing. It's a breakdown by UCLA. But you'll take a Mackenzie Mbako wide open corner 3 for the game anytime you can get it.
You're right, though.
Rice was wide open initially, but then Mara gets screened in. Sky Clark doesn't switch. That's a great look. And it just doesn't go for Indiana.
This could be a very live finish. It is a 1-and-1 coming for UCLA in a 2-point game. Dylan Andrews at the foul line. Big miss earlier couple of them total.
He's been a good foul shooter on the year at 72%. These are the most pressure-packed free throws he'll take all season.
He hasn't been there much for the year. His first from Andrews is good.
Now if you're UCLA, you're talking about fouling. You're discussing, do you want to, do you not to? You're getting everybody on the same page of what you're doing. And I think that's a good timeout by Mick Cronin. Even though I guess you're kind of looking at icing your shooter, but you're going to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
(71-68). 4.2 to go. This is basically for the win once this timeout is over. But UCLA, which has led for the balance of this game on the road at Indiana, has had to really scrap here to put away the Hoosiers, who have played their way into having zero margin in their season playing a game like this.
Well, how about for UCLA, the balance? Kobe Johnson with 10, Dylan Andrews with 5, Sebastian Mack with 5. So have Sky Clark with 11, Perry has 7, Daly with 6, Stefanovic 5, Mara 8, and Bilodeau 12. That is like, that's an insane amount of balance for an offensive team to put out there.
Let me ask you, Rob, if this is a miss for UCLA, do you foul?
I would foul, yes.
Yeah. How quickly?
Probably just because you don't want the risk of them wheeling and dealing. But I would foul. You've seen it too many times. 4.2 is enough time to take this 94 feet and get a 3.
Somebody would have to run up the floor. Everybody's at the midline or behind. It's good and it's moot, and UCLA by 4. Galloway chucks it in. Mbako has to plant and fire. No good. Luke Goody puts it up and scores it. But UCLA wins by 2 on the road in a rare trip to Bloomington. These Bruins are just tough as nails.
They really are. And the way that they've played here now, winning 8 of their last 9, pretty impressive. A lot of people thought that UCLA was dead, that there was no way they could come back from what they had going. But they have proven otherwise. Mick Cronin's got them right. And the Bruins get a massive